Shalom, friends. We hope that this message finds you and your loved ones safe and well. This summer, our family took a long-delayed road trip to the Midwest. One of the highlights was the Field Museum, Chicago's Natural History Museum. The museum features exhibits on ancient Egypt, the indigenous peoples of the Americas, and animal life of all kinds. But the real draw of the museum is Sioux, a 40-foot-long, 13-foot-tall fossilized Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton, the largest such specimen ever discovered. While my kids marveled in a mix of wonder and terror at Sioux, I found myself much more fixated on the exhibits surrounding the T-Rex, a journey through the history of the evolution of life on our planet. What most caught my eye was the exhibit's framing, which explained how the evolution of life was ironically propelled by mass extinction events. The most famous of these is the Cretaceous Tertiary extinction event, the catastrophe that wiped out the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. But it turns out that there were actually 4 other extinction events prior to that one, including one 250 million years ago that wiped out nearly all life on the planet. Most of this was new information to me. I was humbled by the fact that human existence constitutes a relatively small blip on the timeline of life on Earth. But more intriguing to me was this fact, that each extinction event created the conditions for new life forms to emerge and flourish. The Permian-Triassic extinction 250 million years ago, for example, heralded the dawn of the dinosaurs. And the event that annihilated the dinosaurs enabled mammals, and ultimately our earliest Homo sapiens ancestors, to thrive on the face of the earth. I'm sure the fact that new life, new worlds can be born out of the ashes of catastrophe is cold comfort to the dinosaurs. But it strikes me as precisely the reminder we need in this time of anxiety and brokenness. Someday, soon, we will emerge from the multi-layered crises of our time. And when we do, we will have an opportunity to build something new, something different, something more beautiful than the world that we leave behind. Because while many of us may long for the ways things were before, the sorrow and the suffering of our time can teach us something if we allow it to. It can reveal what we may not have been able to see before, the brokenness that was present, even if we were too busy or too personally comfortable to notice it lurking just beneath the surface. That the way things used to be may have been good for some, but it was far from paradise for most. At the end of one era, might provide the spacious air necessary for those who have long been yearning to breathe free, to breathe free. If we let it, the destruction of one world invites the opportunity not simply to rebuild, but to build anew. The rites and symbols of Rosh Hashanah highlight this truth for us. The holy day interrupts our lives every year to invite us to jettison the brokenness of our past and build our lives and our world anew. When we look at the shofar, for example, we begin with the tekiah, a whole and unbroken note. Then comes the shvarim, which breaks the long tekiah note into 3 blasts, followed by trua, which shatters shvarim even further into 9 short staccato notes. It's as if the shofar is urging us to break apart, to break our hearts open, to notice the brokenness within and around us, because only then can we see what needs to be left behind and what needs to be built up in its place. But remember, dear ones, that always after Trua comes Tekiah once again. Another whole blast, reminding us that out of the broken comes the whole, that like the phoenix, we can emerge from the ashes of our past, different, better, and stronger than we were before. That's why before we blow the shofar, we recite from the book of Psalms, Min hametzar karatiya, anani b'merchavya. I called out to God from a narrow place, and I responded through divine expansiveness. The shofar itself embodies this trajectory, the narrowness of the mouthpiece giving way to the expanse of the opening at the other end from which the sound emerges. reminding us that we can move from narrowness to expanse, brokenness to wholeness, mourning to joy, despondency to possibility, darkness to light, if only we embrace this opportunity to build anew. On behalf of everyone here at Temple Beth-El, we want to wish our entire community a meaningful and transformative High Holy Day season and a Shana Tova U'Mitzuka, a good and sweet new year.
Min hametzar karatia anani v'merchavia 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 Adonai li lo ira yaseh li adam Adonai li lo ira oh my yaseh li adam Adonai li lo ira my yaseh li adam Adonai li lo ira oh my yaseh li adam oh my yaseh li adam.
Shana Tova.